Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. Thank you for dropping by. I want to do something a little different in this one. I was at the weekend at the warehouse at GMT, and they had a game there that I wasn't going to get, but then talking with a good friend of mine, Mike, he explained the difference to me on these games. So what I was looking at was Holland 44. Now, I have this game. I actually have 2 copies of this game. I actually won one at the San Diego convention, which is brand new in the wrap, which was the first one. But this one here is exactly the same as the other one, except that on the back here it says this is the 2nd edition. So they have 2nd printings, 3rd printings, 4th printings, and they're exactly the same as the first one, except you know, they might fix some of their errata that's in the manuals and stuff like that. But when they have a 2nd edition, that includes different stuff in this. And this particular one says that the 2nd edition, excuse me, this 2nd edition includes many improvements in the order of battle and some modifications to the rules and charts. So I was kind of curious to see how different this was. So I did purchase this, and you know, got it for a little discounted price, which was good. They had their sale going, and so I wanted to compare it to the one that I have here. So let's take a look at these. We have Holland 44. This is the 2nd edition, and this is the 1st edition. Now you see the pictures on the front are the same. When we go ahead and we flip them up on the side here, we'll see that the older version has a black lid here. The newer one has a gray. You see the newer one is a little thicker there, which I'm hoping is thick enough to incorporate this map that I purchased, you know, when this came out, the mounted map for Holland 44, because you know, it's kind of difficult to get it into this box, but this box is maybe thick enough to get it in there, I'm hoping. We'll find out once I start getting it all together here. So when we flip it over to the back here, you see that the back does look a little bit different than the other one. We do have a different layout. The game contents look pretty similar. Let's see, 1 map section, 2 sheets of counter. This has 3 counter sheets in this one. 1 rule book, 2 setup reinforcement charts, 2 identical CRT, TEC player A charts, 1 6-sided dice. This one has 2 6-sided dice in this one. 1 rule book, 1 scenario, all that. So let's see, what's fun, what I find funny is that this shows complexity is 6 here, but then it says 5 for solitaire suitability, and this one says 7. So it's a little different on the solitaire suitability. So we'll just open them up side by side here. So again, this left one here is the, all right, so we'll open them up again. This box on the left is the new one. Box on the right is the 1st edition. So the first thing we see is the rule book has changed a little bit. We have 40 pages here in that rule book, and oh, this is a playbook, sorry. So we have a playbook. In this one we have a rule book, and I already do have these all sorted out, so we can't really compare it super side by side, but it has everything in it that's supposed to be in it. So we have this rule book, and we have a playbook here. So the first thing we have is this playbook, and that's kind of nice because that gives us some examples of play. Turn 2. Okay, so it goes through quite a few of the examples here of a turn. So yeah, basically the playbook is just 2 turns at the beginning of the game, and then we have our rules of play here. And now I find it interesting that we have an expanded sequence of play here. It ends on page, or starts on page 40. Here at 32. So it looks like this rule book is printed on glossy paper, kind of thick paper, and it has our game playing here. And this one here, 2024, and And I'm not going to really do a box. I'm just doing a comparison more so. But yeah, it looks like what they did was there's a scenario there at the end. Okay, so it looked like what they did was they included the game turn in that separate playbook, whereas this playbook, this has the game turn here in the last couple of pages of the manual here, so it's not a separate thing. This is non-glossy paper, still 4-color printing, still nicely printed. So that's the difference there. So then we come down to our counter sheets here now. We have 2 counter sheets, which is what we had on this one here also. So we did have 2 counter sheets. Of course, you see that they're all clipped and organized here. They look about the same thickness. The counters look pretty similar, I think. Let's see. Grab 2 there. So I'm thinking, well, actually these counters are slightly thicker. And let me go over to this camera here. Let me see if I can get a close-up to show you here. I don't know that I can, but let me try. Let's see if we can focus on it. Try not to move. There we are. Horrible hand, like you see, it's got my hand tore up. But you can see, this is the old counter, and this is the newer one, so they are a little thicker. So that's kind of cool. So we do have a little thicker counters with the newer game. Put this back. And you have 2.5 counter sheets. So this is more counter sheets than what was in here. All right, and then we go on over here. And so this has our map, and we have 2 maps here. Let's see. And we have 2 maps here. Now, let's see. What's the quality of the paper like? About the same. This is this seems like it was printed on a little bit more of a glossy stock. No, they're about the same. I would say just about identical. I don't think there's that big of a difference there between the maps. You know, let's see if we can get the same side. Yeah, see, so they look pretty much the same. A little different wording there, a little different font here, but the maps themselves look about the same. Okay, so and then we have here we have a couple player aids. These are all, well, this is 2-sided. These are 2-sided. So we have our 2 player aids here, which are terrain effects charts and the modifier, the attack modifier, is in the older Holland. And then we do have our 1 chart here. So we do have German order of appearance. We have a setup card here. We have at setup card here. So they look pretty, well, that looks like it's a little bit longer. The ally units look like they have a little bit more over here. 1. Yeah, so 10, 11 there. So we do have a little bit of a difference in the playing pieces there on the setup card. And then this one here has German order of appearance card. So it has an extra card here. And this one has an ally order of appearance card. So they're both extra right there. So these 2 are a little bit extra. And then here we have our terrain. Okay, so this is our terrain like we have here. Our terrain chart there. And then we have this one here, which is pretty close. We do have a little difference there, which I think is going to be in the inside, yeah. And so we do have some different, get this back in frame there. Sorry about that. Throwing it out of frame. I'm so involved looking at this, comparing. So we do have a little more information there on the player aids. So the player aids are each 2 pages right there. And of course we have our bags, and we do have two die in the new one, and we have 2 die in the old one here. And the nice thing is that this looks like once you pull this out, that you are going to have room for, oh, maybe not, maybe, well, I think I need to pull this out of the bag. So let's see if the mounted map fits inside here. Okay, so we have the mounted map there. We have our 2 die. Yeah, let's see if all of this can fit back in there. Let's see. And you know, I'm going to hold off those. Let me see. Okay, so our playing pieces here, we would put those in there, but that's basically going to be, let's say if you were to use one of these trays here, and you put that back in for your playing pieces. Hey, look at that. It looks like it fits. So the nice thing about the new box is that you can add, if you have it, you can add the mounted map. God, these boxes fit so tight. So you can definitely add the mounted map into here. So all of this fits back in quite well. I think the dice might be the only problem. Okay, so once we get rid of this insert here, which is really a nice looking insert, I hate getting rid of them because they do such a good job on the artwork on them. Oh yeah, so we do have our bags that I pulled out there. I don't know if you saw that, but I did pull them out. All right, so that was, let me get all this stuff out of the way. All right, so that was a comparison of the 2nd edition and 1st edition of Holland 44. You do get a little more stuff. You do get some nicer counters in this one. You do get some, better player aids. I think the rule book, if I went through page by page, might find some differences there. I don't know. But if you do have the mounted map, if you were smart enough to buy that, well, not smart enough, if you wanted that mounted map, and you purchased that, that will fit in this box perfectly. That's kind of cool, to have that fit in there. So I really do appreciate that with Holland 44. So I think this was worth it, if nothing else, just to organize and get everything nice and neat. And for those of you who watch the channel, know that I do make organizers on the 3D printer, so I think I will put one together for this game here in the future, and you'll see that up on the upcoming channel. So hopefully you like that. A little something different. I just wanted to see the comparison. I will also be comparing the France 40 to the 1st edition, because I have a complete set of all of the Mark Simonitch 40s games. I got all of them. So anytime a 2nd edition or 3rd edition comes out, well, 2nd edition really, comes out, we'll be doing a little bit of comparison on the channel, see what the difference is. For those of you stuck around this long, I really do appreciate it. Please do like and subscribe. It helps out the channel a ton, and it makes it worth, keep making these videos for you. Other than that, I hope you all have a great day, and hopefully we'll see you on the next one.